Welcome to The Business Show, the place where business minds share their biggest highs, toughest lows, and everything in between. Join us as we dive into the journey of entrepreneurs, uncovering the stories, secrets,
Good morning
and
and welcome
strategies
to the
that built their
Business and
success.
Enterprise Pod. Today I'm joined by Mr. Akram, who is the Head of Business Studies here at GEMS Metropole. Good morning, Mr. Akram. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for inviting me here today.
You're very welcome. So what originally drew you into teaching business studies?
It's a long story, that one. An interesting one, actually. I was just encouraged by a family member who encouraged me into teaching. It wasn't part of the plan. I studied at university, did management and accounting, went into an accounting profession. And I'm about 24 years old, 23 I think, I can't even remember now, that long ago. I was in the process of setting up a distribution company, and I did set up a logistic company that imported. We also manufactured a lot of products from abroad, and to be honest, I wanted a job that just paid the bills whilst I worked on the business.
Yeah.
And that's how I was roped into teaching.
Okay. Which leads nicely on to my next question. You sort of touched on it a little bit. So before education, what kind of relationship did you have with business and enterprise?
I've still got a lot of relationships with business at the moment. I do a lot of business stuff outside of my school, my full-time employment.
Yeah.
A lot of my interests are in the UK and internationally around predominantly the Asia Pacific region. Before I came into teaching, I used to have a manufacturing company that manufactured handy products, so predominantly granite marble, and we then diversified doing worktops, fire surrounds, really high-end premium products. You know, you're talking about 2 months of a lead time for delivery.
Yeah.
I worked as an analyst in London. That was my first full-time job. I obviously worked part-time before that for a retail company, stock development. Also worked at Halifax. So a lot of business, as an auditor.
Yeah.
So a lot of kind of businessy work before I came into teaching.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Halifax, the bank.
Halifax PLC.
Yeah.
The bank. Yes. Auditor.
Did you ever meet the guy from the commercials?
No. It was quite interesting where we worked. I'm from Bradford, so I worked in Pudsey, Leeds.
Yeah.
And we worked on a special project, so it was auditing a special mortgage project, and it was so secure, that site, you couldn't get in without 3 different stages of security checking.
Yeah, I think I might know the building that you're talking about, because I was obviously around the sort of Pudsey area before I came out to Dubai. So you obviously live and breathe business. As a business studies teacher, you've walked the walk, and now you talk the talk. So if you had to describe business studies in one sentence to a student, what would you say?
I'd say business is what you do in life. Whether you're a doctor, it's a business. Whether you're a not-for-profit organisation, it's a business. So without business, society cannot function.
Yeah.
For me, business is key and fundamentals in every aspect of life. If you want to be an effective surgeon, you've got to understand the operations of a business.
Yeah. To
be effective in your role. Yes, your role will predominantly be the care of the patient that you're dealing with. However, if you don't understand the fundamentals of customer service, of the costs, all the business aspects of this, the marketing aspect, it's very competitive out here, the medical industry, you wouldn't be successful.
No.
So for me, someone who's doing A-level with sciences can only be an effective higher level surgeon within a medical profession with an understanding of business.
Yeah, okay, all right. So obviously the reason that we have this show is because of Think Business. So this is student businesses that are seed funded by One Hub members here at the school. So how important do you think it is for students to actually run businesses alongside their studies?
Very, very important. This is my third GEM school. So I've worked at a variety of GEM schools. I've worked at both the Wellingtons in Dubai, and obviously coming from the UK as a qualified teacher and working out there, for me it's always been the key part of students learning. I've got students that have set up their own businesses.
Yeah.
And when you go back, it's something that's very proud of. And I think as a student, if we give them those opportunities, the key thing of an entrepreneur is risk taker. So if you give them those risk-taking attributes early on by giving them access to funding, by giving them access to mentorship, that allows them to take the risks in life.
Yeah.
And it's about that learning process. Successful entrepreneurs are the ones that fail and get up and start again.
Yeah.
So if we give them that mechanism in school with funding, with mentorship, with direction, allowing them to learn from it, they will then empower and develop. I'm going to give some examples. Al Hale, for example, I worked quite a long time at Al Hale, and we had I've got a focus on, I like to focus on manufacturing.
Yeah.
I think that gives a better rounded skills than just focusing on the tertiary sector for students. It gives a more rounding. I set up a soap manufacturing business there, candle manufacturing, frames for photos, key rings. Why? Because for me it's looking at the primary sector in terms of resources and manufacturing those resources in the secondary, then looking at tertiary. You're looking at each aspect of business. So back to the business hub, it's a key integral part of the school's strategy and how we develop leaders of tomorrow.
Yeah.
And giving them those means allow them to take risks and set up their own businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have some great student businesses as well. You know, the students are really creative in what they're doing, which is amazing. What do you see as the biggest difference between students who only study business and those who enter like competitions or real ventures?
That's a good question, that one. I think the ones that enter competition have got the life skills.
Yeah.
So the others are very theoretical. Yes, I can learn things from a book. You know, I find I'm not a textbook. If you speak to my students that teach you, they'll say, oh, he never looks at a textbook. He doesn't. I know my stuff. I don't need to look at it. I'm a practical person. I deliver, breed business every day. My friends are in those industries and I'm always having those dialogues. I'm always consulting. I'm always engaging with those things. So for me, for people, the students that go out and practice business and apply it to these competitions and these other events, they get the life skills. They have interaction. You know, business is, it's not all about what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah. So
going out gives you that network. Anyone can hire someone that can give them the skills. That's what an entrepreneur does. Entrepreneur is not skill set in everything.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be best at everything. You've got to have the ability to network, ability to go out and develop links, and ability to grow your business or your business links to do that. So for me, going outside is more important.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so what do you think the biggest mistakes students make when they're setting up businesses or studying business?
Business, there's two elements there you've given me. Okay, so the studying is the academic side. For us, as head of business and economics, for us, one of the aspects that are quite challenging is students finishing exam papers.
Yeah.
I think I've got a bit of an image here of very focused on assessments and time management. If students don't finish an exam paper on time and do not have those skills to access the higher order evaluative skills, will never be successful.
Yeah.
And I say never, I mean they will not get those high-end grades. So for us, that's really important.
Yeah.
However, the other aspect of practical business is also important.
Yeah.
For students, they've got to take the risks. They've got to have that initiative to go and do it. And it's that first thing. The difference between an entrepreneur and entrepreneur is risk taker.
Yeah.
An entrepreneur will take a calculated risk working for someone else. So if we give students those opportunities, they will become entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And if you look at entrepreneurs, for example, in the UK, more income comes from the smaller businesses as tax collection than larger businesses.
Yeah.
So they're the fundamental engine house of the UK economy. So for me, if we don't give students those initiatives and those opportunities, they're going to be very academic. They're going to go and work for people. They'll be entrepreneurs, and they'll just prod along. I'm going to say 9 to 5, but they'll just plod along within their industry and not bring any innovation. With giving initiatives, with entrepreneurship, it gives initiatives for students to innovate, to create new opportunities.
Yeah, 100%. What separates an average business student from an outstanding business student?
Dedication.
Okay.
Dedication, hard work.
Yeah.
And I would say commitment. Students that get the high grades are the students that go through the resources that me and my team share. On Teams and OneNote, we share lots of sample answers with students. We share frameworks for scaffolding and how to answer answers, focus on their answers. Those are the students that get high grades. There's a lot of higher order stuff that we put on Teams that I share, my team share. The ones that get high grades or high outcomes are the ones that go through that stuff.
Yeah, and it's like life, isn't it? Those who are successful are the people that work hard,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Okay, so if a student's nervous about choosing business, what would you say to them?
I would say what I said before, business is what we do.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a fundamental importance. If you look at a number of students at year 10 that go through business, there's over 80% of all option subjects, of all students, not even option subjects, of all students within Metropole that go through our department.
Yeah.
And we only offer at Key Stage 4 GCSE Business, GCSE Economics and BTEC Level 2 Business. Yeah. So there's only 3 pathways we offer. 80% of students go through the course. So for me, for business is fundamental.
Yeah.
I would put it on par with maths and English skills, because when you go out, you work. Whether you're self-employed or whether you employed with someone else, you need to understand the dynamics and politics and the runnings and the fundamentals of business to be successful within your career.
Yeah, I never studied business, but when I was at university, I studied multimedia technology, and I remember us doing one sort of unit on business. Yeah. And all I can remember is the 4 Ps.
Marketing mix.
Yeah,
the marketing mix.
That's it. Okay, so just before we finish then, just a quick fire round, 1-word answers. Apple or Samsung?
Samsung.
Shark Tank or Dragon's Den?
Dragon's Den.
Startup or corporate?
Startup.
Profit or purpose?
Ooh, purpose.
Okay. 1 word that defines success?
Results.
Okay. And finally, 1 piece of advice for every student listening today. You can use more than 1 word for that.
Perseverance.
Okay, brilliant. So thank you so much to Mr. Akram for joining us today. This is obviously the last business show of Term 1, so we really appreciate you coming in, sir.
Thank you for the invitation.
Thanks for tuning in to the Business Show. Remember, every great business started with a single step and maybe a little inspiration along the way. Catch us next time where another entrepreneur reveals the highs and lows of their business journey.